The following podcast has been brought to you by Audible.com. Sign up now using the URL audibletrial.com/TTV to get a free audiobook of your choosing. We recommend Brick by Brick, How LEGO Rewrote the Rules of Innovation and Conquered the Global Toy Industry. You may recognize this as one of the sources we use in our show, Bionicle Autopsy. Remember, that's audibletrial.com/TTV. Enjoy the show. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sync.
Hello, everybody, and welcome.
So I got a bone to pick with you.
Wow. Okay. What's up? Is it Mardi Gras related?
I don't like how you say sync.
Okay.
Everyone else in the podcast, you know, like they'll hear the countdown, they'll hear my nice countdown, and they'll all go sync. You though, you pretentious little, you just like to take up so much time. You just like to be so loud with your sync. You're like sync. How obnoxious that is, you overdrown everyone else's sync.
Wow.
Mardi Gras.
Well, you know what, Var? You're really loud with your Mardi Gras. So
I don't even need to do Mardi Gras because you did it for me. Thanks, Meso. You're a pal.
Great.
Aw,
He's
mind
loud with
games.
his Mardi Gras.
Already, this episode should be the Mississippi Sink.
What?
Not even laughing on the inside.
I don't even.
Mardi Gras
okay.
Sink. Come on.
I don't understand how people say there would be no TTV without you.
there would be a wonderful TTV without you.
People
There would
say
be
that.
less silence without you.
We would all have rainbow cakes and everyone could be happy.
Rainbow cake.
I
You
want a
guys
rainbow
had an
cake.
episode last week, 2 weeks ago without me. Was that
And
good?
it was
And it went
fantastic.
very well.
Less
I know.
silence.
I don't know what those people are saying. I'm just saying.
need
Okay,
like,
no,
half
I'm
the,
going to make this
year.
the best episode. This is going
Okay.
to be a fantastic episode with me.
I'm sure.
I'm
And
proposing
It's kind of one of those
half the
things
year.
where, you know, you only notice it if it's bad. If it's being done right, then you don't notice it.
Right.
fair
right.
enough. Yeah.
I'm
Thanks.
proposing Athia year.
At the year, no.
Athia as the LJ's way,
Oh, I see.
So
Ouch.
introduce us.
or Atia.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce
For a
who's
whole
in
year,
today.
no else.
Sounds
Okay.
like a Bionicle Island. Ataya.
So
On the mystical island
on
of
Ataya.
Ataya. There's no LJ, so there's really no evil, so there's no need for heroes, so there's no need for a story, and it all actually kind of sounds divine.
Rainbow cakes, anyone?
All right,
Hi,
well,
everybody.
today on the
Hi.
news.
So you know how I was arguing about you about how you don't take like how you were just like too loud and overdrowning everyone earlier? Why aren't you doing that now?
can't have it both ways, Var.
Can't
Thank
always
you.
have it twice.
Thank you.
So,
Okay.
aren't we supposed
Yes.
to do like the
Be
names
quiet,
or
Ben. Yes,
whatever?
I'm Messinak.
I'm Vardaran.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
I'm Viper.
No!
Oh,
Don't think that.
He's trying to replace Ben. He's trying to off-seat him. Seniority.
I'm Venom.
that's what happens.
I'm Venom.
I'm Takuma Nuva.
Are you a little scared, Takuma?
Of your fate.
Okay,
This is TTV
Alright
128,
then.
but I'm nice rhyme. Yeah.
Everyone thinks that we're all nuts.
Talking over each other.
Scared
Ben,
of your fate,
don't act like
TTV
you're
128. Okay.
Hey, shut up.
So, today's episode, I'd like to kick this off by saying that we are, as of the time of this recording, 4 days away from Nuremberg Toy Fair, where we're going to get finalized pictures of the Bionicle 2015 Summer Wave.
Maybe.
By the time this
So-
episode... No, definitely, we get it every
No,
year.
maybe.
We'll be 2 episodes or 2 days away by the time.
Exactly. By the time this episode's recorded, 2 days away. More news may leak before then. Probably not, but it may. This episode, we're going to be talking about the preliminary pictures which were leaked via an Imager gallery and posted on Eurobricks, and were then rehosted on brickberries.ru, as well as a couple other miscellaneous bits of news along the way.
Right.
So,
And
you
loud
found
car.
us on a Russian site, Meso. Could you understand the language?
No,
Oh
not
my
without Google
goodness.
Translate.
Did those names leave you complaining?
No, I like them. I like the skulls. I think they're pretty cool.
Well, all you needed to understand was that they were leaking it to you.
Yeah, I know that.
Hey, Var. Yes, Var, you made a song. It was really good. It was very
Hey, don't
funny.
talk to me. I wasn't the one that referenced it.
You're
Kahi
super
was.
talented. Kahi, don't try and leech off his success.
But that's what
Yeah, I
Kahi
would-
does.
Good point.
Kahi the Leecher.
Oh, crap. I forgot to put the
Like,
last episode on iTunes.
Everyone thinks that
Oh!
on air is Kahi's
Oh.
idea, but really it was mine.
Oh, now, all right.
no.
Let's start this.
Oh,
Let's
no.
start this.
Oh,
All right,
no.
here we go.
There we
You
go.
wanna go?
No.
Guys,
no,
BIONICLE
we're talking about
2015.
No,
Somerset.
we'll go right now. So, long time ago in a galaxy far,
Oh,
far
here we
away,
go.
I introduced
Oh,
these
my
guys to
goodness.
this nice little show
Oh, my
where
gosh.
all the characters were literally sprites. And then we started watching that, and I was like, hey, guys, we should make comics in which we have this sort of same or similar style. And then everyone's like, nah, we're too busy with Biocraft. And then I was like, dang. Okay, well, dang. And then someone was like, hey, I think it was either Kai or Var. Hey, we should make animations.
Okay, animations and comics, two
So I was
completely
like,
different things.
okay, that sounds cool. On the side, I was already planning out a series that would be stop motion, in which were all Bionicle characters. And
And
then,
then Ven died.
and then, I hate interruptions so much.
But they're rich in vitamin C.
So,
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
anyway.
Oh my
That was
gosh,
already
Kuba.
being planned out on the side. It would be a series where we're all Bionicle characters, and then all of a sudden, I like leave for like 2 days off of Skype, and then I come back, and then everyone's like, yeah, we're working on this new thing where it's gonna be like sprite-styled animations about us. And I was like, okay, so an animated version of my comic idea. And then they were like, well, we're all gonna be Bionicle characters. So I was like, what?
this
And
I
then,
don't
and then
remember that
they're
first
like,
part.
yeah, it was all Kahi's idea. What?
It was all Kahi's idea.
It was. I not only was it my idea, I actually
No, dude,
I suggested
no,
it.
no,
and I went and
You
I did
took
several
2 of
test
my
animations.
Ideas. You freaking extracted the juice.
It's not that
from both of
original
my
an
ideas
idea.
and then mixed
Like,
them
4
together
of us are
into your
comic
own
makers.
slushy.
4 of us are comic
You
makers.
can't
Is the
say
idea of making a
that
comic
strawberry
series
banana
about
juice is
us?
your idea
Your
just 'cause you took a strawberry and
And
a banana
all
and you
that
put it
ever
together into
came out
one
of it
juice.
was one trailer and nothing more.
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying this as if we finished on air already. You
That
guys
is
have,
true.
done
We're only-
nothing. None of us have done anything on air right now.
we have like what we have the first episode. No, I guess we split
Biocraft
it up.
2.0.
Yeah, we've got episodes recorded and we're
Okay,
working
you said
on it.
Yeah.
Episodes, plural.
Episodes.
We do. We're splitting it up. Remember, we made one episode.
Oh,
and
fair
split it
enough,
up.
yeah.
What is letting me monetize leak it to me?
Wait, we can't monetize that?
No,
Hey!
it's letting me. It's letting me. Why did I do this? But anyway, I'm sorry. Off topic. Anyway,
Money, money, money.
yeah, TTV makes money off of YouTube. Hooray!
Surprise!
Surprise! It's, people didn't know that.
Right. I mean, we gotta live somehow. The forums cost us like $40 a month.
I'm pretty sure the forums are going to cost us $80 this
Yeah,
month.
they're
I
basically
guarantee.
gonna cost us $80 this month. So
You're welcome.
You guys, we value your community position.
We value
And
your
enjoyment.
money even
So,
more.
But
Let's
long
talk
story
about
short,
Somerset.
Yeah,
guys.
there's my
Stop
idea.
getting off on
Vince is
Segway.
jealous.
How am I
So-
just? You know what? You're jealous.
No.
Come on,
You
guys.
brought this up.
Conversation
No,
ended.
no,
You
no,
brought
no,
this up.
no,
Me.
no,
Guys,
no,
guys,
no,
guys,
no,
guys,
no,
guys.
no!
Jealous
God.
that I actually did something with it.
God.
Where's
Oh,
where's
really?
your
I thought
You
it would
did
be
something
LJ
with it?
fighting, but
Dude,
LJ's actually
I
trying
made
to
the
break you up
sprites
today.
for you.
Kahi! Can it! Venom! Can it! We want to talk about Bionicle!
On air was
quite
Kahi's
enjoy-
idea.
I quite
Done.
enjoy the
It was not
skull
Kai's
villain.
Var.
My idea.
Var, why?
I think the
That was
skull,
that's our ending decision. That's it. We're
I
gonna
think
end
the
on that.
skull
No, it's
villains
not.
are
No
kind
one's
of
agreeing
cool.
to it.
I kind of like them. They have cool headpieces and stuff.
Such enthusiasm, Meso.
The one time Meso isn't like forcing his way into the thing.
The one time, I'm not arguing.
A lot of people seem to not like these sets, and I understand. I really do. It makes perfect. Yeah, I really do.
Do you?
Yeah,
You're a traitor.
I really understand.
You're a traitor.
I can see both sides of the fence. Why
Traitor.
people would hate these
A
sets.
Megan trainer. That's how
I,
bad.
however, love them because
course.
obvious reasons, but also I think that the set designs are perfectly fine. The main points of contention are the color schemes, the new pieces, and the names.
Yeah.
And we've already talked the names to death. So let's talk about the sets themselves.
They're silly names that leave me complaining.
Yeah, pretty much.
They are.
What do you guys think about the color schemes on these figures?
All right.
Let's go.
These
Let's,
color
let's go
schemes.
at them like
All right.
one at a time. So
First off, Skull Warrior, the bow
Skull
guy.
Warrior.
I feel like we should do our overview of the sets first, and then talk about specifics.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's start from the bottom, and then we can go
What?
there.
The bottom?
Here.
No, we start from the top.
No, we start from
From
the
the
top.
bottom,
Start
now
from
we
bottom
hear.
and okay. Never
Now
mind.
we hear.
Ah, beat you.
Beat you to it!
I made my pop culture reference before you. I am now superior.
Skull Warrior, aka the bow guy.
Your references are out of control, Bob.
Oh god, I'm out of this world.
What do you think of Skull Warrior? What do you think?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking everyone. Someone volunteer. I don't want to go first.
I'll go first. Fine. What was the question?
Oh my gosh.
So
do
Skull
you think
Warrior, I
of
think,
Skull
is
Warrior?
it's a cool looking set.
Way to steal my spotlight, LJ.
Yeah, well, you're slow, like Kahi.
I didn't hear the question. I told him that's to repeat.
Well, you should keep your ears open, unlike Kahi.
Ears open.
I don't know why you're singling me out. What did I do?
You stole my ideas. That's what you did.
So seriously, though, Skull Warrior looks pretty great. That bow is infinitely better than Jungle Protector.
No, it's not.
I like the light blue because we're getting a lot of those pieces and a lot of those shells. But the orange, the orange works best with the light blue because we've seen that color scheme numerous different times. It still isn't good.
Yeah, all the sets have random transparent orange red on them, and it does nothing for any of their color schemes.
Yeah.
It baffles my mind why it's
Okay,
there.
yeah. The only one it works for is Skull Grinder. I have no clue. I've no clue whatsoever why they have red. Why?
Because
I
red
don't
is
understand.
evil, guys.
Evil!
I mean, surely there's a reason for it. Like, it has to be like some kind of like a quasi-core or some crap.
On
They
their
all
feet.
trod through cranberry
On their
jam.
feet, yeah.
I mean, it has to be like something flowing through their veins, right?
Skull
Come on,
Warrior
there has to be a
has
reason
his
for it.
evil flowing through his feet.
Yeah.
It's possible. That's, I don't understand.
It doesn't
Especially
make any
because the
sense.
pieces on his feet, the claw pieces, they exist in transparent light blue. In fact, that's where they're most commonly used. So Lego made a conscious decision to use them in red. It wasn't just like they got lazy and needed they didn't feel like recoloring. They wanted those red for a reason.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah, that's the
don't
confusing part.
It's
I
because
don't
they're
understand because
heated,
it totally
okay?
breaks up the color scheme.
Heated.
You see, Okoto is an island surrounded by water, so there's a high chance that they could wind up in cold water, and everyone knows that when your body is submerged in cold water, it's the extremities of the body that the blood stops flowing to first, so your hands and your feet are going to get colder before everything else, and that's what causes
I
most
feel
people
like
to drown. So
you-
you heat up the hands and the feet, that reduces the risk of them drowning.
I feel like that's the most LJ you've
It's
ever
a
been on the
survival
podcast.
technique.
What do you
They're
mean most
skeletons.
LJ?
They're
He
already
actually
dead.
sounded
Back,
smart.
You ugly.
Yeah, this is why
Got
I
that
love
was
this
informational.
No,
That was smart.
I was saying he was like going off on a tangent.
If anything, that was like autopsy bar.
Wait.
Yeah,
How about I'm
pretty
being
much
me?
Was more like autopsy bar.
You're also
smart,
stuck on yourselves.
quick,
I'm not allowed to be my own
informational,
individual. Is that it?
Important, useful.
This isn't the Lego movie. Individualism is worth nothing.
Yeah, it's
So-
that's not welcome
The
here.
TTV collective.
Here's what I
We're
want
all
to
a
know.
hive mind.
Collect
What?
TTV.
Wow.
Like TTV.
Why does
pressure.
Skull Warrior have a spear on his back when he already has a two-handed bow?
I don't know. Why did Pohatu have a spear
That's
in his
not a
back when he
spear.
already
That's
had
an
some
arrow for
boomerangs?
the bow, obviously.
But it's
Oh,
already a
good point.
stud launcher.
I don't know. they can conceivably fit it through the Gatling gun piece, but it's probably just as a backup weapon.
Yeah, I
aesthetics.
think it's a backup weapon. I have no problem
Melee
with that.
and range,
Yeah.
because the Skull Warrior is supposed to be the generic troop, I guess, so it's good that he has melee and ranged. I think he's meant to fulfill many roles. We're probably going to see hordes of Skull Warriors fighting the Toa.
Yeah, very good point.
Pretty high stats in ranged and melee. Okay.
Oh my.
I hope not, because it looks like they're all single villains.
I doubt that heavily.
I mean,
heard
they're
that
all
high.
fighting a single Toa, though. I mean, that's what it looks like because it looks like on the box art. I know one of our mods pointed it out, but there's like a shadow hand kind of grasping at the mask, the golden
Very
mask.
true.
I speculate that those are actually the Toa, and it's going to be showing like the villains fighting each Toa, kind of similar to how like the protectors are fighting the skull spiders on their box art.
It's quite possible.
And it seems like since currently it could just be preliminary and it's going to change in the final version, but currently it has each villain taking one of the golden masks from one of the Toa.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're trying to line them up with each Toa.
Rest in peace,
okay.
Tahoe and Gali.
This annoys me very, very, very much. I really hope we do not get duplicates of those golden masks, because the golden masks right now are very special to the Toa. I don't want duplicates of a Miru, a Pakari, a Kakama, and an Akaku.
Yeah, I
That
agree.
would that
Especially not
kinda
the same
bugs me.
color.
Yeah,
Right.
that just really bugs me, and I really hope those are just placeholder and just I can't speak this morning.
Preliminary.
Well, I
Thank
want
you.
gold
Thank
skulls as much as the next guy, but I don't really see that as being...
Well, I don't necessarily
Because
want
their whole
that
thing is
either.
conflict in a box. They need to have something to do, and the villains don't have small hero characters to fight, so the masks would make sense with that, even if it was
I mean,
duplicate.
I guess
I'm
it
going to
just-
fight this defenseless mask. All it does is sit
Yeah.
there and I can wail on it
Wait,
till my
no,
heart
see,
stops.
I don't
It's
think
implied. It's implied that you already own the Toa.
That's
In which case,
terrible.
the question could be raised: Why would you need two duplicate golden masks? But that's the intent, assuming this is final. They assume if you're buying the summer sets, you already bought the winter sets. You have the Toa to fight. This is just
Right.
the person can steal.
see,
And
the
let's be
mask.
honest, that's not that out of the world to think, because the Toa have been out
Wait,
since
so you're
January.
implying that
I'm
it
sure.
isn't even part of the set at all?
No, I'm implying that the mask is part of the set. The figure to fight you probably already own separately.
Okay, here's what I'm wondering.
What?
The Toa already have skull spiders. Why didn't they just not include the gold masks with the Toa sets and include them
That
with the
is a
summer
great
sets?
question.
Because then there would be more incentive for me to buy, Skull Warrior. If I have Kopaka, I'm like,
Right.
oh, Skull Warrior has Kopaka's golden mask? Yeah,
I'll tell you why right now. Because then we would have absolutely no story for January.
Yeah, and because there's only 5 sets and only 4 come with masks.
Okay, that also
I
bugs
still
me.
don't
Where-
understand why they need to come with masks.
Okay,
I think they
let's
might
walk through
have
this
different
theory
ones.
one
I
more
want them to
time.
come with masks. That's all what Bionicle's about.
No,
Right.
I mean like the extra gold masks.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
first
that's
of all, I'll say I don't want it either. I think this is a dumb idea. I'm just trying to rationalize the idea and say, why would LEGO do this? Here's why. I'm going to explain this.
Okay.
Lay it out. So, the first wave has conflict in a box. The heroes fight skull spiders. That was the whole thing they were really pushing at NYCC and elsewhere. The villain sets, they want that too.
Right.
There's no small hero characters for the villains to fight. There's only artifacts for them to steal. Now, they could create other masks. However, since in the story the villains are probably going to be fighting the Toa in close-up, these guys are going to be the defenders of the ancient city probably, or residents of the ancient city. As the Toa come into it, they're going to be coming in conflict, which is why it makes sense lore-wise. Maybe the villains want the masks, maybe they need the masks to awaken something, or power up a Suva to get the mask of creation. Nobody
Yeah,
knows.
So it's like
Steal the
bar.
masks from the Toa, use them to do things. But they can't put a Toa in the set, they can just put the mask.
They're wanting to remake the Mask of Ultimate Power. I'm assuming this is what
Probably,
happens.
yes.
All because the masks now have the power of whatever element,
I mean-
right? That's a mask power.
Yeah.
So maybe they're trying to get all the masks and combine them to reform the mask.
So,
back.
I don't-
TLDL, the theory is the conflict in a box is sufficient if we have a mask to steal. And if you just really want a character to fight and you're not okay with that, then just go buy the Toa. Or you
And-
already have them at home if you don't already.
That theory can also be complemented by the backdrop of Skull or Mask Maker versus Skull Grinder, which has multiple elements going to one podium. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, the Mask of Creation's on that podium, but I mean, that is some interesting imagery that they would use.
Right. There's like the ice and the fire.
Yeah.
Granted, we've seen that image actually for a while now. It's on the back
Yeah.
of The Journey Begins, like a little pamphlet.
Correct.
Yeah, it had the skull mask instead.
That is true.
Now, with all that I just said, I think it's incredibly stupid because that's not really sufficient conflict. It's just annoying for people that bought the winter sets to
know
not
what I
have
would like to
duplicate
see?
masks.
Okay. What?
Infected masks.
That would have been cool.
Ooh, yes.
That would have been real nice.
Okay, I'd be happy
Maybe
with that.
maybe they'll have infected mask.
Yeah, that's
that-
why
if
I'm
they
really
do,
hoping
I'd
this is
get behind it.
preliminary.
Yeah.
What if they're black masks, like powered down, power drained?
That would be cool, except Anua's would be
I
exactly
was
the
going to
same.
say.
Oh yeah, whoops.
But like,
okay,
well,
silver
the,
then.
the corrupted, like the black and like maybe dark brown corrupted thing would still be really cool.
I mean, it makes sense that there'd be corrupted masks because we've already established that they've been picking and choosing elements of the original line to bring back.
Right.
Exactly.
So corrupted mask definitely makes sense because that was 01 from the very beginning. That was a plot point. So that
like-
that actually is a really great theory. That makes a
Although
lot of sense,
suppose
and that
That's kind
that
of
would explain why they're using the same mask as preliminary imagery because they're going to replace them with the actual mask just powered down
Right.
and
Yeah.
corrupted.
It might. I mean, they might use different masks as a whole. In which case, this whole conversation is kind of like
It's kind of pointless, but
Yeah, it's
you know,
kinda
I mean,
that's- pointless.
theory is
Yeah.
what we do.
theorizing is
I
what we
would.
do.
I
And
really do
there's-
wish that they had different masks in different colors. I like that about
completely agree with
2001.
you.
Honestly,
I would really love that to see different masks in different colors.
I'd
so
like that
it's
for a
gone.
Marcus from a Marcus standpoint, but I'm actually happy with the small selection we have because it really adds even more to the character that these Toa bring to the table. So I it's kind of a both sides kind of thing. Also, real quickly, I do have another funny theory. I don't think this is going to happen by any means of the imagination, but what if when these skull warriors, not the one, like all of them, all these skull sets that we're getting, when one of them touches the mask, they accidentally imbue this depowered mask with an ability they wield. Like, for instance, Skull Warrior with the bow, he's got to, like, see really well, so he can kind of see through walls. He accidentally touches the new Mask of Ice, which is currently powered down, and it becomes a Mask of X-Ray Vision. Skull Basher needs to be super strong, and he touches the Picari, it becomes a Mask of Strength. You know,
No, that's too.
I know it's not going to
Interesting
happen.
idea.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
the story's becoming
I don't-
convoluted. Reboot,
Yeah, that's too
narration,
convoluted.
That's
three,
way
starting
too
over.
complex.
I know it's not
going
going to happen, but
It's still an interesting theory.
Yeah.
I don't see it
Is
as
do you
that
think it's interesting?
convoluted. But
I think it's just like if they wanted
Feel like
them
a
to have
a
powers,
scorpion
just
can
give
move-
him powers. Don't
A
tell
scorpion
kids.
can move fast because he has 6 legs. And
That's-
he touches
see?
the comment, it's the mask of speed. It could happen.
No, that's stupid.
It could
This
not
is
happen.
G1
That's
Bionicle,
stupid.
it could happen because
Can't
that
see
was so
that happening
convoluted.
at all.
Yeah, that's old Bionicle logic.
yeah,
That's
Now,
like
there-
we have to find a reason for this thing to happen, so let's just come up with a reason instead of
There
just
is-
letting it happen.
There is one more thing I would like to mention about the golden masks. And it's one more reason why I do not think they're preliminary for skull masks. I think they are going to be the Toa's masks, even if they're different colors. And it's because it seems like each one of them corresponds to the figure, by which I mean Skull Warrior as the Akaku or Kopaka's mask, and he's trans blue. And then
And white, yep.
Skull Slicer as the
Oh, you're
Miru,
right.
and he's green. And
Oh,
Skull
you
Basher
are
has
right.
the Picari because he's
But then
black
Skull
and purple.
Scorpio's going to be like tan, which is
Skull Scorpio is
brown.
transparent neon green like Pohatu.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's
And
just a
even then-
placeholder to show that there's supposed to be some sort of
Correlation.
fixed
Connection.
conflict between
Yeah,
the
maybe,
Skull characters and the corresponding Toa.
Poor Tahu and Gali.
Yeah.
Or Tahu and Gali. Although maybe Skull Grinder will be Tahu's villain, despite Ekimu being there.
Poor
Gali.
And then
Yeah,
and then
poor
Gali
Gali.
would have loss.
Oh.
Oh,
we
you
keep-
can just have the
We keep
old
forgetting
villain.
Loss.
Yeah.
We keep forgetting Loss, but Loss is one of... I imagine that Loss is probably one of these Skull Warriors as
Lost
well.
will be dead by the time they enter the city. Marking my words, if the game is to be believed.
Right.
Yeah,
And-
I was-
Well, I mean, you say that, but he didn't really die, because you had to kill him
Yeah,
6
it was
more
just
times.
disassembled.
Yeah.
There's the Red Star, remember?
I think they're all going
Oh,
to
wait.
team up and kill him in the animations. That's going to be like the thing.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like killing might not happen.
Epic
No, no.
Lost.
They're gonna
Incapacitate.
destroy him.
they might imprison
I
him.
imagine there's still some semblance of the Toa code intact.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, the
We say
Toa
that.
never killed anyone before.
We
so.
say
They
that,
might
but
send
like
him to the pit.
they've
No way.
murdered all the skull spiders in the commercials. We saw that happening.
They didn't
Dismemberment.
murder them. They just sliced him in half.
They just sliced off their legs. Difference.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But yeah, no, this correspondence definitely makes sense, especially with Skull Scorpio, because we've already know that they've been trying to push the Scorpion aesthetic for Pohatu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, kind of Nui Jaga vibes. I also remember Monog.
I do. I think that
Made
was a
that
good
joke
thing.
already.
Yeah, dude.
What?
Quit stealing ideas. Quit being a copy.
You know what I just noticed?
What?
I just noticed something.
Shoot.
Label
What'd
me
you notice?
dumb. I just noticed the Skull Warrior has a transparent blue Gatling gun with black studs.
Oh, yeah, no, I noticed that.
I didn't notice that, so nice catch.
That's epic.
I noticed that.
Also
was
black
really cool.
friction
Care.
joints.
I've noticed a ton of different things, like I
No, you
always
didn't.
do. I just haven't
Go ahead.
mentioned them.
Point them out.
Okay.
I'm
As
curious.
for Skull Warrior, I've already mentioned the staff on his back, which a lot of people missed. He's asymmetrical. He uses a mix of the ball and socket, the standard CCBS, and then the new ball joints we're getting. He has some sort of armor piece, probably the new one, on his right shoulder, with an armor piece which may be just like one of Tahu's, but it also may be one of Kopaka's upper legs in trans neon orange, red. And it looks like it could be that piece. Skull Slicer. His chest is Loss's, or at least it looks, in this preliminary stage, it looks like it's Loss's chest. Loss's face on his chest. He
Nice
also
touch.
has a spike on his upper left shoulder. And
Oh, I see.
Big
probably
Lego.
probably on the right as well, but it's neon red, so I doubt it. Skull Basher. Really don't know if that is translucent purple or translucent magenta.
It's obviously purple.
Well, you say that, but it looks really magenta.
Yeah,
I know,
that-
but I
it
mean,
looks
like,
like
that
a
piece already
completely different
exists
shade.
in that color, so it'd be a pretty crazy coincidence if it wasn't. Purple.
Actually, I'd argue
I don't know,
that's
man.
I'd argue that's a recolor. I'd argue that's a longer piece. It does not look like the one
Yeah.
that Unua has.
That's not the
It's
same piece.
It's the same one.
No, it's not. There's 2 studs.
It's the same one.
It looks
It's
like there
2
could
studs
be
long.
2 studs, but whatever.
That's way too long to be the same piece, Meso.
It's not really
Either
too long
either
at all.
that or it
Yeah,
has
it is.
either that or it has one of those friction joint extenders.
That's what it is. That's what's
Okay,
making it longer.
that's possible because the friction joints,
Maybe.
at least in these, are black.
Which I am very, very, very appreciative for, and I hope that's
I
actually the
hope they're
case.
actually black. Yeah,
Because
It looks-
it
it looks
always.
Really nice.
It looks gray in the Skull Grinder one, though.
You are
Oh.
correct.
you
Yeah.
look gray in Skull Grinder.
It made me really mad how the friction joints were introduced in gray. I never could understand that.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
So
Meso, you're a jerk. I like how you laughed. You're like, no, it's not too long.
It's
Hey,
not
Skull
lies
Basher.
and
You don't know
slander.
that. You don't know what you're talking about. You're speculating just as much as us. Don't act like you know.
Lies and slander.
Skull Basher also seems to have Loss's face on his chest.
Nice touch, times 2.
Skull Scorpio.
I think it's just preliminary.
No, it's definitely preliminary, but
Hope not.
Skull Scorpio.
What do you mean you hope not? That's stupid.
Loss must live on.
Skull Scorpio's
Meso.
tail seems to work off some sort of spring system. At
No, it
least,
doesn't.
I'd assume, considering those pieces toward his back, toward the base of his tail, I feel that I've seen those on several different Technic bikes.
Yeah, it has to. It has to because there's absolutely no reason for that tail to look so weird and convoluted like it does without it having some kind of function.
Yeah, so I actually assumed that they were going with a spring system this go-around instead of rubber bands or gears.
Interesting.
I think those... Are you talking about the white-looking pieces?
Yeah.
No, those are pistons.
I'm pretty sure those are the new bone pieces.
Yeah, because they connect to the open ball joints on his torso.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
I think
that's possible.
Springs are really expensive to make. I don't know. I'd go for springs and rubber bands. There's no.
Would they make a ton of them in Technic?
They do.
There's no reason why they
I
wouldn't.
guess so. I guess so.
We've seen springs before. The Tarkava used a spring system.
And it
That
works
was
very,
way back
very
in
well.
2001. Though.
Yeah, well, they also had gears way back in 2001. Guess what came back? So finally,
yeah, Kanye, don't be dumb.
to wrap up with
I'm
observations.
not playing devil's advocate here.
I will agree with you, BJ. Now that you mentioned the Tarkava,
It's
I've got
a
direct
possibility.
comparison. It looks like the part, so.
Yeah. So to wrap up, I'm not going to go over Skull Grinder because there's really nothing that you guys haven't noticed about him that I have. But backgrounds, if you looking at Scorpio, you can see what almost appears to be a drawn bridge. So he probably guards a bridge. He's probably right after Loss. Scroll up to Skull Basher. There seems to be some sort of temple, and he's coming down some stairs. So he's probably
Looks like the Temple of Time.
yeah, he's probably right around the Temple of Time, if
Probably
not
is.
the temple, the podium, where Skull Grinder and Mask Maker are fighting.
Well,
at-
actually, there is a. I don't know if you guys saw the animations that were just released. I say today, but it was released on Saturday. There is actually this kind of temple-esque structure, and it has Makuta. And
Oh, yeah.
Ekimu
Forgot about
standing
that.
over it. That might
So,
be.
That's
what that
probably that. Skull Slicer, this is the hardest one to tell, but it looks like he's in some sort of rocky area. So he's probably just going to be generically all over the place. And finally, Skull Warrior seems to be on these large spires, similar to the spires that Vakama and Pterodax fought on in Legends of Echinue. And you can see some you can see characters in the background: Tahu, Onua, and then the mask from Kopaka.
Interesting.
Wait, which one?
Skull
Background of
Warrior.
Skull Slicer. Skull
Skull
Warrior, yeah, there's
Warrior.
figures.
Oh, yeah, you can. Interesting.
Tahu on the left, and then what I would believe to be Onua on the right,
And then another figure at the bottom right.
which we assume is Kopaka.
Let me ask you guys.
No,
maybe,
you assume is Kopaka.
Maybe
Oh, I'm
just
sorry.
seeing things here.
It's not like those are hands.
On the Skull Slicer box, if on the left. doesn't
No,
that
those are
look
hands.
Like to be like an entrance to a hut or something. You see what I'm talking
Kinda,
about?
yeah, I see what you're talking
I was
Yeah.
actually gonna say
Yeah.
it looks like Lacan's mask on the what is it called in Metro Nui?
Yeah, I could see that too. Maybe what I might think this might be the place either outside of a house in the ancient
What's it
city,
called?
or it could be in the place where
Colosseum.
Ekimu and Makuta used
Yeah,
to
the
make
Colosseum.
their masks.
Looks
That
like
you
the
see in
Colosseum
story.
entrance.
The story trailer.
It's quite possible.
Yeah. Those are my general observations. Maybe someone didn't see those things that I did, so.
No, everyone's
Okay.
seen them. You just kind of wasted our
LJ, I'll
time
give you one
doing all of our
credit.
jobs for
I
us.
didn't see the spike on Skull Slicer, but that's about it.
Dang. Well,
I didn't see the figures in the background, but I do think those are hands on the right side.
yeah, no, I think those are just two different hands then.
Why are you telling me
Whatever.
that?
Because he was the one debating that it was
You're
a
the one-
character.
What?
So anyway,
Forget it.
Oh no,
Let's,
no! I don't think that's Tahu. I think that's another Skull Warrior.
What? No, actually that's
it's possible.
that's a good observation. That's very possible.
That's a great
Oh
point,
yeah,
actually.
no, because he has this kind of what looks to be a spear. in
Looks
the
like he
back.
has the
That
bow
Tahu.
and the spear in the
Yeah,
back.
okay, yeah, you're
Okay,
right. It looks
yeah.
like another Skull Warrior.
Just another one of those. Cool. Okay, that confirms
Horde
that
mode confirmed.
there are multiple of those. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't confirm anything. We're
Yes, it's
speculating
certain-
off a
well-
silhouette.
Yeah. It
Okay,
doesn't confirm
well,
anything.
It
if
confirms
it turns
everything.
out,
It's preliminary box art too, so you can't.
well, how
And
much
then
did this
Ultimate
really
Doom
change?
is on the right side, and then DDQ is at the bottom right.
Right, Hideki and Ultimate Doom confirmed.
Where's
Bye-bye,
Lee Khan?
Gen 1 confirmed.
Lacan is on what was it?
Lee Khan is
Skull
Tahu, dude.
Slicers.
Oh,
He just
yeah.
changed his name.
Wait a second.
Lacan's
Skull
mask is
Slicer
on
make-
Skull Slicer's box.
Skull Slicer makes me question life.
Oh, here we go.
He's probably my least favorite out of the bunch. But I can't bring myself to hate him because of his mask.
Skull
The
Slicer?
white
Really?
I hope that
mask
ends up being
may
a white
actually
Skull
be silver.
Slicer.
Slicer's your least favorite one? Really?
Scorpio was for quite a long while, but after comparing the two, the only thing I really don't like about Skull Scorpio is his tail. With Skull Slicer, I don't like his spindliness.
I think he's fine.
Yeah,
It seems
Although
like
I'm only
he's
just
the
now.
one that...
I'm only just now realizing that chest piece has a rib cage.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's really nice.
Yeah, it's a new chest piece.
Okay, yeah.
You can see it more clearly on Skull Grinder. It's like orange.
Yeah, I knew it was new. For some reason I just didn't see the rib cage part.
It's absolutely amazing. I love
Yeah.
it so much.
Yeah.
And the rib cage, it's duplicated on Scorpio, too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's also on Basher. You can see the rib cage on both sides on Basher.
it's... See, with Skull Slicer, I don't hate him. I like all these sets. There's not one I really don't hate. And I gotta give him props
There's not
because
one
he
that
does
you
the
don't
forearm... There's not one that I hate. There's not one that I dislike. Sorry. I gotta give him props because of the four-armed thing. Especially since reports from London Toy Fair claim that it looked like all forearms were geared. Even though, from this image, it kind of looks like they just attached to the leftover ball joints. So only two are geared. Which would be very disappointing. But I don't know.
Meh.
I understand. I've been defending this skeletal theme in those new bone pieces because I think it works and it's important for the sets. It's just like with him, they took it as an excuse to just don't bother putting any armor on at all. It's like 4 out of 6 of his limbs don't have armor, and that leads him to look very not worth it
And shut
to
up.
me.
You know you like it.
I don't know if I agree with you, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Thankfully, his upper arms seem pretty well armored, so that's whatever. I know he has one of the new armor pieces on his right shoulder, so that'll probably lend to a pretty bulky look.
You see,
So, you know, it's okay.
personally, I do agree with Meso, but I'm glad he is like that because now we have a contrast and a comparison with the others. And these guys are already all contrast to the Toa themselves, considering the Toa are very fleshed out, very well armored. I like that.
Fair enough.
Also, I'm assuming if there's hordes of these guys, the armor isn't really going to matter too much.
You are correct about that. They'll just throw themselves at the enemies and slash around.
Especially since they're already dead, quote unquote. I still don't understand what the heck a bone is to a bionicle, though.
Well, it's like we don't know if these figures and then the new characters in Bionicle are organic, biomechanical, or pure robots.
See, that's where the confusion lies, though, because we already know how all the Toa and the Protectors are built. We know what their bones look like and what their skulls look like. It doesn't look like these skulls.
Well, these are from a different race, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not to
Different
mention,
race,
Fair enough.
Different species.
I think Var actually raises a very good point, especially considering we know that organic bones exist. We saw them in Pohatu's trailer. Or, not trailer, but we've seen them in some episodes. Organic, like something you'd find off of a hog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in the desert.
Yeah, they weren't
right.
biomechanical bones, they were straight up bones.
Interesting.
We should have asked this at NYCC. Are the characters
Well,
biomechanical?
we didn't know this at NYCC.
Yeah. That just
There's
made
so
that
much
be a
stuff I wish we could
question.
ask, like this story. Just not spoiler stuff. Just little clarifications on the world.
Yeah.
Is Protector of Water a girl or not? I don't think that's a big spoiler. I mean,
No.
you know, are all the Protectors of Water female? Can they all be male or female? Is Golly really even a female? I mean, she looks female, but she's voiced by a
Golly's
guy.
definitely a girl. Golly's definitely a girl. They refer to
Yeah,
her
I
as
mean-
she in every single
that's also-
description
yeah,
of her
that's
there
true.
is.
That's
Yeah,
And
no.
they went they went further than before and changed her actual set to look more feminine.
Quite right.
Do the Protectors have names?
Which is actually funny
Do
because
the villagers have names? What are their names?
my sister just last night saw all the new bonkles sitting on my floor, and she's like, "Oh, are these all the new ones?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she picks up Golly, and she's like, she looks more masculine now."
Wow.
What?
I guess it's just personal preference.
She's blind.
I think she looks more.
I don't know
female.
how people think she looks masculine at all.
I know a
I
lot of
think it's
people
the
don't like her
shoulder
mask.
pads.
Or the
Maybe.
shoulders, yeah.
Yeah.
But the shoulders are so like close together though, horizontally.
Yeah.
Like they're raised up, but like they're closer.
I know the mask is
I
very
really don't care
polarizing.
for her shoulder armor. It just kind of, I don't know.
It gets
I
in the
don't
way
like it either.
sometimes.
It works better on Tahu, I'll tell you that much.
It does.
Okay, I like
It
the look of it
folds
on
down.
Galley more. I like the function on Tahu more.
I wish that
folds.
Golly used a similar connection point that Kopaka had.
I
Well,
wish
it's
I
like
wish they all
did.
used similar connection points that Tahu. I'm not Tahu, that Kopaka had.
I actually don't.
You're stupid.
I think
I really
the only reason Kopaka's works is because it's bigger. With the smaller armor, it would look weird.
That's all.
I don't think it-
they
I don't think it
could've
would look
found
weird,
a way.
but I don't want
or
everyone to do
something.
it.
You
I just
need
want
be
Golly to do
hopeful.
it.
Stop being so pessimistic.
Also, the reason why I think I like it on Tahu better is because his upper armor is bigger. So when you fold down the armor over his armor, it looks like one cohesive block of armor. Whereas Golly's, because her armor's smaller, it looks more segmented.
Yeah.
And it sticks out more. Especially because the colors are
I could agree with that.
odd.
You're dumb.
I can agree with
But-
that too.
So, back to Skull Basher. Let's transition to him. You got the big old Pyrox horns.
Yeah,
I don't know how I
no
feel about
kidding.
those.
Yeah.
They're really big, and they're a completely different color than his actual skull.
He looks like the
Yeah,
Iron
he's
Bull
like
from
messing-
Dragon
It's like
Age.
me! That's
Yeah,
just
he's
like
got-
me!
He's
Yes!
got Meso syndrome. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh gosh.
I just noticed.
I mean, if his head is a skull, why the heck are his horns a different color than the skull?
Because it's
You know what?
cool
You're
looking.
right.
It's like TTV,
It's not cool
the
looking. It looks
mock.
stupid.
You have like
I like the
Meso's head.
It looks like he's wearing
with
fake
LJ's
horns.
weapons and
Great Skull Bashers
Kahi's
TTV.
fatness. You got everything in this set.
Well, Kahi's not
He's
fat.
also got like VAR syndrome in
Alright,
the
you can say a
calves,
lot
like
of
where they're
stuff
like
about
super
me. You
huge.
can say I'm fat, underweight, dude. I'm so skinny that it's
Because you don't eat anything. You let your food
I
sit
don't.
around.
Let me
I
rephrase.
eat
You had the
super
upper
slow.
legs of Kai.
It's still good,
bone.
guys.
It's still good.
It's still good.
It was
The
still
main
good.
reason why I don't
Bar ate it
like
too, so I don't know why you're giving me. Okay, anyhow, go on.
the main
You were
reason
still
why
eating it later
Oh
on
my
in the day.
goodness.
the main reason why I don't like Skull stupid car. The main reason why I don't like Skull Basher
That's
is because
right,
if they
Messi.
wanted him to be transparent red, fine. If they wanted him to be transparent purple, fine. Pick one.
Yeah, I totally agree. I hate it. I hate it so much. I don't like this.
I don't
I
like red
absolutely
mixed
hate this
with
color
purple,
scheme.
like at all.
No.
Red doesn't go with purple, and it especially doesn't go with two other freaking colors, white and black.
They're
Come
too
on!
bright.
Red and purple are like similar in the color wheel, but
They are, but they're not that's not a color
transparent red
scheme.
and transparent purple are different from red and purple. Red and
One
purple
One of my
go
most
together,
popular comic characters was Red and Purple.
Oh,
but
okay.
it's
Just saying.
Red and purple go
transparent
together
neon.
if you're not going to combine that with another thing.
Right.
This,
Well, I mean,
this is-
they're
they
both
need a
used-
restricted palette here because they're using too many freaking colors at once.
They're both used so infrequently because of how the Skull Warriors are built. The only trans-purple on them is the upper arms. If they didn't want a conflicting color scheme, it's not like there's enough purple for it to be his main color anyway.
Yeah.
They've
No,
got, like,
I
contrasting
think
colors.
purple are
They
all
could have
red.
taken
They've got
it
like
out.
contrasting colors with the black and white, but then they've got tertiary colors with the red and purple. It doesn't make any sense artistically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially since Skull Grinder already has that new torso piece in red. They could have made him purple to give him personality.
I
There's
think
like a
they
set
should have
designer
stayed
right
with
now
red
that's
because it
going
would
like,
make the
no, it makes sense, guys.
Kids like red. It's evil. We gotta...
Yeah, red equals evil, guys.
I'm sure there's a very there's probably a better reason for it. They're not thinking it right now, but from this Polaroid photo, does not look that great.
No. And
Changes
it's
colors
very
in hot
questionable.
water.
Skull Scorpio is questionable too, because he's got random claws just like Skull Warrior in transparent red.
No. I think the claws are something, sure. What's with the Borak eyes on his tail? He even has them in green lower on his tail. There's no reason to have two different Borak eyes.
Yeah, well.
Why? I don't understand. Why does Skull Scorpio exist? Why are all six-legged creatures doomed to not have much leg articulation? Why are they giant pieces that you're not going to be able to move?
I noticed the Skull Warrior's bow, the ends of the bow
Yes.
are the same piece as Scorpion's
Wow.
legs.
That's
Up
we
till
all
now,
noticed
we've
that.
only seen them in transparent light blue, to my knowledge. I think the black's a new recolor. Wait, no, I don't.
No,
maybe,
no,
I'm not
black
sure.
definitely isn't a new recolor. We've gotten it in Chima.
Okay, well, it's new for me. It's
Okay.
new for construction.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I first looked at these sets. When I saw the transparent blue and red, I thought Chima almost immediately. And look what
Yeah,
happened
they
to
kind
them.
of pioneered those
A lot,
colors.
a lot of the Bionicle pieces are parts that we haven't gotten yet because we never got the Chima construction.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always unsure about whether or not we've gotten recolors in a certain, like in the States, whenever I go over them in recents, and I always get chastised for not doing my research prior, but it's just, I don't know.
Then do
At
your
this
research.
point, I'll save you the trouble, LJ. At this point in time, the only pieces which have not come over is that new weapon the Ultra Builds introduced, you know, that sword axe piece in silver,
Yeah.
and the Chima heads in their torso. Everything else has made its way over.
Okay. Well,
All the
that's
limbs and the
nice to know.
feet and the shoulders and stuff. But no, Skull Scorpio, I really didn't like him at first. I actually I thought he was one of the worst construction sets in quite a long time. The more I've looked at him, the tail is the main bad thing. The figure itself, the build looks okay.
It looks
just
tail
the
heavy.
tail
It's
is-
really cool. To be
The
honest,
tail is a
tail is
ridiculously awful.
I'm not a
The
big
tail looks
I
fan.
don't think it's
heavy.
that bad.
I'm not a big
Well, I mean,
fan of the
kind-
choice for the legs. I feel like
No,
that was
not-
kind of a cop out.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think the tail, I agreed with Meso. The tail actually... Are you agreed with me? The tail's been growing on me when I think about its function. Because I'm
You have
comparing...
a tail growing on you?
I'm comparing him... Yes. I'm comparing him to Nui Jaga. Nui Jaga's biggest flaw was his function. The tail came down and it was too short. This looks like it's supposed to come down and pin a character down without killing him. Because those two weapons, they're supposed to act like bars on each side of a figure.
I understand that,
I like that.
and it will probably be a cool function in practice. But that's not what scorpions
Yeah,
do.
because
Oh my
scorpions
goodness.
sting people, not entrap them with their tail.
Scorpions don't have like multi-section
And
tails
obviously
that
It's
close
Minotaur-
in.
Scorpio. It's not
Not
Skull
Meso.
Scorpion.
But Meso, what's a scorpion?
What, Meso, obviously scorpions don't do that. But obviously minotaurs don't do two things. They don't charge downstairs with dual axes, and they don't exist!
Good. Thank you.
Actually,
Well,
to be
actually.
fair,
Spiders
that-
don't have 6 legs, but you know what? That
Minotaurs
didn't stop
typically
them from
do
making
charge.
Lord of Skull spiders.
Yeah,
With two
they do
axes.
charge.
Oh.
And they roam
I'm
around
just
mazes in ancient cities.
Oh my
So,
It
goodness.
seems like an unnecessary function that just makes his tail too wide.
It also
I
makes it so
don't-
that alcohol isn't as dangerous to him.
What?
wait.
You don't know that? If you pour alcohol on a scorpion's back, it will sting itself to death. But if this is non-lethal, that means you can pour alcohol on Skull Scorpio all day and it won't actually kill him.
Oh
Probably.
my god, I want to try that.
Really?
Okay, wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, if I had said
Thank
that,
you.
everyone would have just been, LJ, shut up, you
Drink
stupid."
responsibly, kids.
It's because Takuma's smart.
Yeah, give it
All
to the
that Kool-Aid, am I right,
scorpions.
Takuma?
They'll love it.
Oh my
And then there's the last set, which
Okay.
everyone seems to unanimously be saying is the best one, and
Yes.
I'm in agreement with
I
that.
agree, yeah.
Also, Meso, quickly rattle off your deduction about the price.
Okay, so yeah, last night there was a bit of a controversy with this set because I decided to tabulate the piece count, factoring in everything from gearboxes to armor to new pieces to weapons, and giving like a bunch of grace a grace period of the piece count to them because I assume they'll both have back armor, but they may not. The total of the set only comes out to 130 pieces.
Okay.
And naturally, I was a little worried because up till now, we've been unclear as to whether the set is $25 or $35. And the reason people thought it was $35 was because we're basically getting a Titan and a smaller Protector with a gearbox. but I counted Skull Grinder's pieces. He has 2 less than Pohatu.
How are you able to tell that?
Yeah.
Because his legs, for instance, we know that they are
I'm not talking about the legs.
only-
What about the torso?
Oh, because someone made a mock-up of his gearbox.
I mean,
And-
that doesn't mean it's
And
accurate,
I
though.
gave like 10 extra pieces grace
Plenty of
period
people
to
made
see
mock-ups of Anua.
Var, I didn't count that up exactly. I factored in the possibility of additional pieces. I already added that to the total,
Okay.
just in case. He's 2 less than Pohatu. He is, for all intents and purposes, a $15 set. So I did a little bit of research, did some digging. I believe, based upon conversion rates and past LEGO pricing, most recently, Surge and Rocka's combat machine, that the set is not $35, but it is in fact $25.
Which makes-
In which
a
case-
$15 set with a $10 protector. So it's
Exactly. And tabulating that up, that's actually a great deal, because we're also getting the Mask of Creation, which I would expect we would have been forced to pay a premium for, but we're not. So really, that set went from being one of the worst price per part ratios to actually a pretty good one. And spread the word about that, because I know a lot of people have been freaking out over this set for quite a while, because it's the highest priced set thus far in Bionicle's line. And
However-
naturally, people don't want it to be a ripoff.
When you do spread that around, make sure you have them A, listen to this, or B, explain it. Because, I mean, just TTV
How about you
says-
don't spread it around and just wait for an actual price to
Yeah,
come
why,
out?
don't spread it around. We don't actually know.
Well, I
You're
mean,
saying, like,
Rick-
Yeah, we
Rick
don't
said-
know.
Meso
Meso
has
like
done
counted out
estimate,
these pieces,
and
apparently.
don't
I
get
don't
me
think that's
wrong.
possible.
Meso's really good.
I don't know.
No,
but-
no, you're not hearing me. You didn't hear what I said.
No, I heard you.
I estimated the pieces. I
I
didn't estimate
heard you,
the...
and I heard you. I heard you.
I didn't
heard you,
estimate the
I heard you,
price.
I heard you. You don't need to explain it.
So spread it around, then.
No, don't spread it around.
Brickset gave us prices. The community was just unclear as to what the conversion rates were, but I was able to verify it by looking at Shop at Home.
Yeah, no,
That's what I was sort of saying. The piece count and the prices are two independent deductions. Spread it around.
Just in
$25.
case, I wouldn't.
Meso, we
If you
don't
spread
want to be
around, don't
spreading
say it
around
came from us.
misinformation. Yeah, they'll say like, "Oh, TTV set is supposed
Oh yeah,
to
I'm
be $25."
tired of people saying that we spread around things.
Now, this is an estimate, and it's Meso is very good at what he does. But
No, Kai. The piece count and the price deductions are two separate things. The piece count is an estimate. The price is not. The price was given by LEGO reps at
Oh,
London
that
Toy
is true.
Fair.
You're right.
The
Yeah,
community
I forgot
was
about
just
that. They did
unsure
actually
of the
give- they
conversion
really did
rates
give
because they
the
took
Euro
off the
prices,
HF
right.
sets from Shop at Home.
Okay,
But I
fair.
was able to find them in a cache to verify.
All right.
So
Spread
it's,
the
it's good
price,
news.
not the pieces.
Rejoice. Yeah. And, you know,
Don't spread
Skull
anything
Grinder's not exactly good value for whatever, because his people don't like how his legs are so simplistic for Titans or whatever. But say what you will about him, Ekimu's top tier. I really like Ekimu.
That shield
I
design.
absolutely despise his legs. I hate him. Hate.
You didn't like the
Ekimu's legs.
Protector of Fire's legs, did you?
No, the protector. Those legs are freaking stupid.
I kind of like them.
They're
I kinda like how they
stupid.
look.
Oh.
I hate them. Why the heck? Why? Why are the freaking thighs so short? And the calves are so freaking long.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
I mean,
It looks so
It looks so
stupid.
dumb.
Look,
I tried
you can't
flipping
even
it
tell
around.
he's spinning his leg in that picture. But you can barely even tell.
Well, I mean, ideally for the protectors, the longer legs you give them, the weirder they tend to look, unless their body's proportioned otherwise. So, if it were me, if there was a way to do this, I would skip that small piece entirely, and I would just give them the lower bone piece as a
No,
leg.
that's dumb. Just flip the pieces.
No, I did that.
give-
That looked equally dumb.
No, it wouldn't. No, it
It
wouldn't.
looked equally dumb.
It would not look dumb at all.
Because you have to move the armor to the side to accommodate.
Yeah,
the...
you're right.
So that looks stupid.
How that looks stupid? Half the protectors have a build like that.
I know, but not for this guy. His bulk necessitates a certain kind of armor style.
What?
And
Yeah,
like the
It
protector
doesn't add any bulk at all.
I've got the protective
armor's
jungle
facing
right
front.
here, and he does have the armor on the side of his legs at the top.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
and then the
he's
protector of
super
stone
skinny.
has it just like that, just flipped.
It's because he's super skinny.
No, he's not.
This and the protector of fire are supposed to be beefed up dudes.
be
the protector of Earth
Yeah,
too.
so I don't understand what you're talking
the
about. This does not add bulk to their legs whatsoever. It's the exact same amount of bulk, just flipped otherwise, so that the knee joint is actually where it should appropriately be.
The armor should be facing front, and you can't do that if
Yes,
you
you
have
can!
legs. No, you cannot. That's why it's imperative that they be how it is. I
You
hear
can say
everybody
you
messing
can't,
with
but you
their
can. You
Yeah, I-
absolutely can.
I think we should be a little bit more fair. You absolutely can. It's just not very good because then his legs won't be straight. They'll always be a little bit off to the side.
There goes
AKA
LJ
like
doing what
Protector
he
of
does
Stone.
best,
Protector of Stone. He can't actually close his legs.
playing Messo's advocate.
No, I'm serious. I'm looking at the set.
Oh my god.
The Protector of Stone's legs are always bent, and it looks equally dumb. I think it looks more dumb than the Protector of Fire's
Oh my
legs.
god.
Because he's like always squatting.
Oh my
Honestly,
god.
I don't care either way. I'm just glad that they were able to emulate the animation,
I'm
even
so
though
tired
I know
of
it's
this
vice
episode. I'm
versa.
done. Goodbye.
Var, no, don't leave. We're having a discussion.
Well, he's gone.
I was Wait, really? Oh no, he hasn't.
What do you think of these sets, Viper?
I was just
What do you
looking
think?
at a Skull Grinder, and I was just like, I wonder if he's the main villain because he looks
No.
much bigger than all the others, and he's
I
fighting
think-
Ekimu.
I would
No.
I
be
think
surprised.
he's the main villain for this
And it
wave,
wouldn't, yeah,
but
just
he's
the
not the
main
main
kind of-
villain.
because
He's not
Skull
Makuta.
Grinder's the main villain for like the next 10 years of Bionicle.
No, he's just the leader of these skull troops. I bet he's not Makuta.
I bet
Yeah.
he is Makuta.
Oh no,
He
not
might be controlled
Makuta.
by
I was
Makuta
saying like the leader.
via
Of,
the
I
master
was saying the
control.
leader of this bunch.
No, they're all probably
Yeah.
controlled by Makuta because of the Mask of Control, but I don't think he's Makuta by any stretch.
Well, okay, here's
that's
here's
why-
the interesting thing about the new animations that were released today, and that is that Ekimu is able to send visions and like voices to Tahu, even while he's asleep. Like the thing when Tahu puts on the golden mask, he's like, "I can hear voices," and the Protector's like, "Yeah, that's Ekimu, the mask maker," and he's like, "He's summoning you somewhere." And then Tahu sees a vision of the ancient city and stuff. So we know that even though that the Ekimu and Makuta are asleep, Ikimu's able to still like communicate. Not really communicate, but he's able to do stuff while he's in his slumber. He gave
That's
the
awesome.
Protectors how to summon the Toa, and now he's giving visions to Tahu. So
Okay, see, I don't like that.
So while Ekimu's doing that,
God.
Makuta's bringing back dead soldiers,
Meso.
such as the Skull Warrior, the Skull Fighter,
See-
and they're all going to have a big.
I don't think I've ever disliked you so much than right now, Meso.
There we
I
go.
don't
You
like
have
that good idea
absolutely
at
annoyed
all.
me this episode.
I keep having a debate with people.
Because you're just a jerk about your opinions.
People keep saying I'm disappointed that Ekimu's a small set. He should be a Titan because he's Motonui. He's the Motonui figure of the story. He should be big. And I keep saying, no. Ever since the initial videos where we saw Ekimu, he was always a small, protector-sized being. He was never shown to have amazing power. He was never shown to be a god. He was never shown to be Motonui. He's just a dude who was given a super powerful mask, and he makes masks for other people. It's perfectly fine for him to be a small set. That's not misrepresentation.
right.
He's just a villager like all the rest of them. And now, I guess he is some super powerful being that can transmit dreams into other people
Well, not dreams.
and whisper
visions,
words while he's dead. A prophecy.
He's not dead. He's sleeping. Then
Well,
you
you're
see
also
Yeah.
under the assumption.
He's
You're
dead
also under the
asleep.
assumption that this is all things that Ekimu himself is doing.
It's quite possible, yeah.
We don't
it is
know.
somebody
Matanui
else.
could be working through Ekimu's body.
That'd be interesting.
What?
Okay, we don't know. Isn't Motonui basically out of the running at this point?
We don't know.
Yeah. They were very dodgy at NYCC.
We-
He's
That
not
is
in
true.
their
Now we
meeting.
asked. We commented about it, and like Jordan Patch
Yeah,
was
we
like,
don't
yeah,
know
Motonui, he gets
anything
to
about
shred
the
in
story
stick,
right now,
right?
Kai.
And we're like, yeah.
It's impossible to say that anyone's out of the running. All we know is what has been given to us. We know that Ekimu and Makuta are mask makers. We have no clue where they came from, who's above them, or who gave them their mask.
Yeah, because it recently got confirmed they were given their masks. It was in a press release.
At
from
any
Bionicle.
point,
Oh,
any
really?
character we've ever had could come back. They could bring back Gresh. It could be anyone.
Please.
It could be anyone. Please never, ever do that. But they could totally do it if they wanted to.
I am Gresh. I roam the sky.
Oh my goodness.
Gresh should be an alien.
Yes, thank you.
Mavra.
Gresh.
No, I want them to bring back Akmo as a Shadow Toa.
Akmo.
Akmo.
How do you?
How
How do you? I pronounce it Akmo.
They really need to bring back
Fair enough.
the shadow.
I don't
Maybe
really
not
mind if
the
someone
exact
pronounced
character of the
something
shadowed one, but like this kind of gray.
The Mask of Ultimate Power should be the shadowed one because it's shadowed.
Oh, shut up, myself.
I hate you so much.
You know, I love this episode.
They can't bring back the Shadow
I
one, 'cause
haven't
they're
argued
using
with
his name as
anyone.
the island now. Remember?
LJ,
Oh,
Oh, you say you're wearing that like a badge of like honor. Like I
LJ,
didn't
you're
honor
promoted.
anyone. It's like someone like it was like a guy, like a serial killer, being like, I didn't murder anybody today. Oh no, freaking die! You're not supposed to murder people every time. What about like a freaking badge of honor that you're not arguing with somebody?
You know,
You shouldn't be arguing with anybody. Period.
Kahi.
at least when he argues with people, he's not a jerk about it, like Meso.
Look
Hey.
inside
I
yourself.
personally
Kahi.
opinion
Yo,
is
no,
kind.
he's
You,
worse.
the boss.
He's way
We
worse
must-
than Meso.
We must
Yeah,
all find our inner
Well, that's because you're a man.
calm.
He always fights with you.
Yeah, you'll never find it. Good luck with that, LJ.
I just noticed something appalling about Skull
I
Grinder.
don't care, Meso. I don't care what you notice.
I'm just remembering that scene from Mulan where the Chinpo picks up Yao and he's like, Do mi no do wa.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Do mi yo
They
yo
say I'm gonna make a
yo.
man out of you because Elder Code is that song.
I just noticed something that makes me die a little inside.
What?
Skull Grinder has open ball joints too.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
great.
Oh,
Right
Takes
below
out
the
the
big
knees.
balls.
No, oh fudge! I noticed that.
He doesn't
I
even
forgot
use
to
a
point that
bigger
out.
torso.
I forgot.
He's using the smaller torso.
They'll never learn from the guards from Skyrim.
Wait a second. He's using a smaller torso. Did we ever get that in light gray?
It's not light gray. It's white.
No.
And no, we did not
Wait,
get the
what?
smaller torso.
How can you
Wait.
say it's white?
No.
How
I
can
think
you
it's white.
say that with certainty?
I don't think it's light gray.
Okay,
I agree
it's
with you. It's just
white.
like you say this with certainty as if you know, but you don't.
Okay,
Well,
I'll
He's
be
the
honest.
reason
Yeah,
behind all
It's
the
not white. It's light gray.
misinformation.
I'm
This
so tired of you.
this is
My uncle
currently
works at Lego. The Borak are coming back next year.
okay. This
Plot
currently.
twist, Meso is highly suspect.
LJ, what is
my-
it currently?
Oh my goodness. Okay, two things. First of all, I just noticed something. This is gonna make Meso kind of cringe.
Good.
Okay, first of all, this is where Meso and I primarily disagree. We always have this debate every year. What color is that? Meso, I think it's this color. No, LJ, it's this color. Every year. He thinks it's white. I think it's light gray. Secondly, let's look to Skull Scorpio real quick. One of his claws is light gray, the other's black.
No.
What?
Look at his claws.
No,
You're
I know
right.
what you're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about. No, it's the shadow of his claw that you're looking at.
I hope so.
I hope
Is it-
so, but no, it is a much darker. It's like it's as black as
It's
ever
the
been.
shadow of the claw, dude.
Okay,
You can see the outline. You can see the
I'm
design
about to
of
flip
the claw
tables.
if you look more to the right.
I can't see the outline at all. I think you're right. I think there's a little
Let
bit of
me
an
draw
error.
it for you.
No, Ven. I see where you're coming from. I think I see the detail.
No, you
No,
don't.
you're right. No, I see it. I see it now. I see it. Ben's right.
I see
Thank
like the little
you.
detail. I'm just saying that okay, there's an error with this image. The prelim got messed up.
Yeah, it is.
I
But
hope it
I can
is.
see the shadow too. It's like the color is there, like it's light gray, and then it suddenly turns black. There's a shadow there.
Okay,
Phew.
I still can't see the claw. I can. Oh wait. Oh no! Whoa. Okay, I just saw it. Okay, now you're right.
Sigh.
Okay,
Excellent. Crisis averted.
crisis averted.
I mean, we keep
This is
talking.
gonna make Meso
We'll-
cringe. Because
It
I'm
did.
certain
We
about
will
this
see.
too.
We
It
will
did
see
make him
what
cringe.
the sets actually look like pretty soon. Because we're gonna get photos from London.
Yeah,
I don't know. We
so
keep
mad.
arguing about this.
I'm so upset.
This is
In
part
2
of
days from now, we will actually get like
Yeah.
photos of what they're supposed to look
That's
like.
another thing
so-
that makes me mad that I have to address.
I don't care if you're mad.
A lot of people, they're like, naturally, some people are displeased with these sets. And I'm just playing devil's advocate because I love them. But there's a lot of stuff about them It's
You love them so
making
much,
a
why
lot
don't
of
you
people
marry them?
upset. And the community, some of them, are saying, why are people so upset? These are obviously preliminary, and they're obviously going to change a lot between prototype and release. So you guys should stop criticizing and just stop talking about them, and just wait until we get actual pictures, because they're not worth discussing, and they're not worth getting mad over. But that's what the community does. It's a
I didn't
tradition.
like them at first, but they've grown on me.
What? Alright, you can't just use it's a tradition. You know what traditions were in some ancient cultures? They're terrible.
This
You know who you're reminding me of right now, Messa?
Huh.
Certain individual.
Ooh.
it's like
They might listen to this episode.
it's like
Is it Alina?
No.
this is part of the community. This is what they do every year. This is fun. People look forward to this. People look forward to discussing. They have a couple weeks, an extra month, even a couple days to get used to the
That's
sets
it.
and an insight into the developmental process. Don't
In some
stamp it
ancient
out.
tribes, tradition meant sacrificing your children to the rain gods so your crops would have a better harvest. Because it's tradition doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you should do it just because other people
Right.
do it. It's the
Right.
stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Everything that's wrong
yeah,
with
the
pop
community does it.
culture
Doesn't
is
mean they
because
should
of
do it.
that.
I can't believe how much I dislike you today.
Well, it's like
You just keep talking and it just keeps getting worse.
well, discussing leaks is not in and of itself a bad thing.
No. But what we're,
Like,
what we're saying is that
the-
in 2 days we're going to get actual photos. Why are we talking about what's obviously an error on the set, like with the claw? When
I'll agree with the
No.
rendering errors. That's where I draw the line. There's no point in making
Right.
a big fuss about that. Prototype imagery on the packaging is one thing, but the set designs themselves have a very, very, very slim chance of changing radically.
I mean, Golly's changed quite a bit from what we initially inspected from the
We're gonna
the
talk
promo
was
image.
changed. The set did not change. The set was exactly the
Well, the build itself was changed, yeah, but there's a lot of things that we thought were black that ended up being just dark gray.
Yeah.
Or gunmetal gray.
What I will give these people is colors may change. Reports from London Toy Fair said that Skull Scorpio was tan. And I guess it's possible for someone that's not familiar with construction to confuse colors. I do not see how anyone could confuse transparent green
What
with
do you mean
tan.
it's possible? I confuse your freaking colors all the time. You guys talk about all these little
Yeah,
variations of
Kahi.
colors.
Colors.
I have no idea what
Kahi.
you're talking about sometimes.
The thing is, Kahi, you're blind as a bat, so I don't
Colors
take
are
your word for much.
And
No,
LJ.
dude, I know to tell colors apart, but like you guys are like,
LJ,
what's the
you
difference
made
between-
it. You made it to freaking an hour and 5 minutes, and then now you finally decided, oh, you know what? I think now's a great time to just tick someone off.
Well, that's the thing,
Okay,
though.
Kai,
Like,
I don't
I
care
can't-
how
I'll be honest.
I-
Sometimes I can't tell just by looking at it if it's silver or gunmetal gray.
Kai,
See,
I
I
just the
didn't
thing.
anger him.
but I don't care how blind you are. I think you could be able to tell the difference between transparent neon green and well, actually, you were using. I guess you were literally blind. You couldn't, but you had explanations.
Okay, now at least I'm on Messa's side with this one. There's no way you could have confused lime trans green with tan.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. No, I'm talking about like
So
Messa was saying that people unfamiliar with construction might not be able to tell some colors apart,
Yeah.
and like I'm saying that sometimes construction has some very similar colors with different names.
you are right about that.
So
I'm sure if you
That's-
presented
it's
a non
difficult for someone even familiar with construction like I am.
medium azure, dark azure, mata blue, metro blue, and light blue.
Right. Yes. That's exactly like azure and blue. Sometimes I'm like, what? I'm okay.
Yeah,
Sure, I'll take your word for
such
it.
a-
It's azure and blue, or it's silver than gunmetal gray. I don't. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Also,
But-
Var, see, I didn't anger him. He was already angry.
You still attacked.
But,
So-
but Var,
So passive aggressive.
Yeah, it was passive aggressive.
I think
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
I still haven't been involved in an argument.
Yeah, but
I
that was
think
like
you
you
meant-
trying to start one. Just because he didn't reciprocate doesn't mean you
I
weren't trying.
think
That
That
think
was
I'm still in
completely
the
passive
clear.
aggressive.
It's because
Oh, you
I was
meant-
mature about
as
it.
in-
Yeah,
you meant
you,
to do it.
you don't get to be excused just because the guy you tried to have an argument with decided
Var.
to be mature.
Var,
You're
no,
doing it
Var.
right now.
Look
Leave me alone!
inside. Find your inner
Leave
calm.
her
hate
alone.
everyone. I'm
He's
so
a
mad.
human
Have
being.
mercy on Var. I've put him to the ringer enough.
Okay, you know what? I said that last
This
episode was
needs
the
to
worst.
be put down.
I said that last episode was the worst episode in history. This is the worst episode in history.
No, it's.
This
Wasn't that
makes me
2
want to
episodes
I
quit.
listened to that last episode. That was terrible. That was so boring. Talk to Ven was
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the last episode was the one with Potu in it.
Episodes ago.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
Potu.
Great, yeah. You know, that talk to Ben with Potu, that was rubbish. That was garbage.
No.
You talked to
Hey, that's my word.
See, you guys are taking the wording literally, but that's not really what I meant.
Moral.
I said that last episode. I didn't really mean the last episode.
Moral of the story. These are preliminary.
Don't be a jerk like Meso.
Do not be a jerk like Meso in different ways and hate the sets.
Moral of the story: don't speak with certainty when you have no clue what you're talking about.
Such is the way things go. I have
Like Meso's been doing all
plenty of
episode.
a clue.
No, that's
I'm
not
just
a word
saying
at all.
it's
I know.
perfectly
Trust
fine
me.
for people to have a
No,
My
you
uncle
don't have a
works at
clue.
Lego.
You're speaking
Even
as if
if
you
you
know
not
100%
agree.
fact.
My aunt works at Lego
People-
too.
You reminded me of so many people today,
People are a
Meso.
Lego
Perfectly
couple.
fine with having conflicting opinions. Don't stamp it out just because it's preliminary work.
Opinions!
stamp it
Opinions! Keyword on opinions, not fact.
I have one more observation to make about Ekimu, and then I think we should probably either move on or wrap up, because we
We'll
never
wrap
even
up.
got to talk about the animations.
We'll wrap up. We'll save the animation talk for when they're in English.
Okay, that's fine. In that
Yeah.
case, as Meso, or I think it was Meso, as someone pointed out earlier, Skull Warrior's Gatling gun is light blue, and I'm pretty sure everyone's already noticed it.
Yeah,
This
I
is
pointed
transferred. Yeah, okay. This is transferred over to Ekimu's hammer.
yeah,
Both sides are light blue.
I thought that was very interesting how his hammer is built.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes
double-sided
sense.
shooter.
It seems very.
It makes sense because it did look like a shooter in the animations. I didn't know why. I mean, it's drawn the same way as all the other shooters. I don't know why I didn't, see it beforehand. But I don't know if I necessarily like the fact that it's a shooter as well. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
one
it feels
side
like
may be a
pieces
shooter,
were-
but the other side might not be.
I would prefer if
Well,
both side was, for I feel it's a very impractical. No, it
I'm pretty sure.
Right.
that-
it
I'm
is
pretty
a
sure
very
both sides.
impractical weapon. It fires from both sides.
Well, it might not fire.
You are correct.
It might just be using the pieces. Also, I'm pretty sure both sides are the shooters because of the way it's drawn in the animations.
Yeah.
Well, no, both sides are the shooters, but one side may work and the other may not.
One side.
I felt like his hammer was a lot bigger in the animations, though.
Not really.
No.
No, it was about that size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, it looked a bit more like
The handle
more
looked
like
a little
staff.
bigger,
Yeah.
but that's about it.
Maybe. I can't really see the hammer, to be fairly honest. It's kind of blending in with the background. So
Okay,
I-
let's.
kind of see it, but
I mean, where do you think it's going to go next year if we've already woken up Ekimu, though? Like, we already have Ekimu, we already have the mass creation.
well, we
What's-
haven't dealt with Makuta at all yet, and we also keep
That's fair.
assuming that Ekimu is this like super important person, but really he's just a mask maker.
Yeah, we also don't know who gave him the masks, too.
Right, like we
That was
still
another-
keep a lot of this is all through assumption. We keep assuming things that just aren't true. Like we keep assuming, oh, Akimu's totally our Matsunui this way, but he's not. He's just another dude.
It's not even
He has
actually
the power
Ekimu,
to
it's
talk.
Kraka.
Yeah, he's just another dude that can project dreams.
It's
Which we
Kraka
don't
that
know
got
if
here
that's
because
all
of
him or
Kraka's
not. That's
broken
once
mask, and
again
then
more
Totoro
assuming
shows
things.
up.
Yeah.
Well, no. I'm saying that because did you see the translations for the animations?
No.
Oh, okay. So in the animation that was released today on Saturday, Taku actually he says, "I can hear voices," and then he gets a vision. And
Yes, he brought
the
that up
protector actually
earlier.
says, "I know, I'm explaining tomorrow." Ekimu says, "Oh, the protector says that is Ekimu, the mask maker." He's
Right,
calling
it's
out.
true. I am on Var's side with this because the protectors also thought Ekimu was dead, so they buried him alive. They're
Yeah.
not all knowing.
That is true.
But see, you can't take everything here at face value, though. We don't know all the details that we need to know before we can
Yeah.
actually say anything with certainty.
We don't know the plot. People are
Okay,
condemning the
that's
story
fair.
because of the promotional preliminary comics that got a limited release in France. They're saying that, oh, this story sucks because there's no dialogue. And we're like, this isn't the story, this is supplemental.
Right. No, the comics are they're clear promotional imagery.
Yeah.
And so what is the game?
I actually want to kind of branch off of that. I don't think it's Ekimu, to be perfectly honest. He says, I'm hearing voices. I even hear voices. Wait. The fudge? Kekahi, you said he was hearing voices. This fan translation says, I even hear voices from great distance. What?
Well, I mean, it's a translation from I don't know what they speak in the Czech Republic. Do you call it Czech? Well, what's the language they speak there? Whatever language it is, it's a translation of that. So I assumed it to mean I'm hearing like I can hear a voice from far away, and that was Ekimu, because of what the Protector says later on. I'm assuming that's just a translation, you know.
Okay, okay, what the fudge? He also says, "Don't be fool. It's coming from your mask."
Correct. That's why.
That's how he's talking. Is through the mask. When he put on the golden mask, Ikimu's able to talk to him, project visions.
Okay, from the way you were describing it, I was gonna say, oh, it just sounds like he's remembering things. He's having visions, like they did.
I thought I made it clear that Ikimu's the one that's projecting them.
Does it actually say Ekimu's the one talking though?
It says.
Protector says that that's Ekimu, but he does.
Yeah,
he
the
of course.
Protector
I don't know.
Yeah, but how much does the Protector actually know?
Yeah, he's just assuming.
Exactly.
It's the voice of Ekimu, the maker of Mask. He's calling you.
Why did you say that? But like, can the Protector hear the voice? How does he know with certainty?
Well, see, that's interesting too. The Protector
the
actually
Protector is
seems to
Messianic.
hear the voice and see. Now, it is worth noting that
I defended his stubby legs so much.
No Pacino actually said that he believes it was Protector, but he wasn't as sure because the voice acting is not as good in Czech as it is in English, which is just. That's one thing of having one narrator do all the voices. But he believed it was the Protector saying that it was the maker of the mask, and that the Protector could also see the city as well. When Tahu said, "Oh, I can see something," the Protector says, "Yeah, it's the city, but it's in ruins."
Correct. Sorry to cut you off. We're gonna have to wrap up here in a second.
Yep.
Okay. So, thank you all very much for listening to this in-depth coverage of the summer 2015 sets. I apologize if I offended anyone with my assuming and my definitive statement.
You always do.
I'll take some of the heat off LJ for once, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Felt good.
You're just so rude about it.
It felt good to have an
been
episode when I'm like not so passive.
TTV episode 128.
Yeah, now you're passive aggressive.
Messianic is just getting ready for when we actually do the RPG thing.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I
this
think
RPG.
I may have tried to attack Kahi once, but my goal was not to be in an argument. Now, whether or not I tried to start one,
Okay,
fine.
thank you all very much for listening to
That
TTV.
doesn't matter. You totally
Welcome
failed.
to TTV, where we discuss discussions.
I succeeded.
fact
And
you're so
over clarify
defensive
things as if
is
you
that
were
good.
dumb.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for listening to TTV episode 128. An exciting coverage in the summer 2015 set. Stay tuned. 2 days after this episode is released, we'll be releasing a Nuremberg Toy Fair coverage discussing the sets in more detail. So until then, thank you very much for listening. I'm Messianic.
I'm Vardarin.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
I'm Venom.
I'm Viper.
I'm Takuma, and that business with the scorpion and the alcohol is just an urban myth. Don't believe it.
Yeah,
Oh,
animal cruelty.
Disclaimer.
Thanks
Yeah, disclaimer. TTV is not endorsed.
all next time.
So you were a prick from the start to the end.
Goodbye.
Drink responsibly, kids.
Everyone hates Messianic. TTV 128.